Yeah, that's clutch slips in this test model.
Alright, my name is Alex Rinne and in this video I will test out the Beta 2019 Enduro bikes. And the first bike I got to test was the two-stroke 300. Okay, the 300 felt pretty light and nimble compared to the Austrian bikes. It's really easy to control and it turns really nice. The amount of power you get out of the engine is also amazing.
It feels like really light and then there is a lot of power. It's really sharp. Everything feels intact except this one.
The big downside that I have almost with every single new bike is that the suspension is really soft for me. I'm a heavy guy, so I need a heavy suspension. So the next on the line was the 250 two-stroke bike. The overall feeling of the bike was pretty much the same as the 300, but something was missing. The engine it felt like a moped, as I say in the GoPro footage.
Again, this is really different than the 300. This feels like a moped. But yeah, I don't know how it feels so strange.
There was no kick or grunt on the bottom end of the engine, and there was like no torque that much. And the torque helps you to get over rocks and roots and slippery stuff. So I think it's crucial to have a bike with some low-end power, some controllable low-end power for the technical stuff. On the end, I prefer the 300 over the 250 like a million times. Like any day, if someone asks me which bike to get the 300. If you are wondering 250 or 300, get the 300. End of story. After the 200 and 300, I tested the really interesting 200 RR. I was really looking forward to test this bike, but too bad somebody had destroyed the clutch from the engine, and it slipped like crazy. As you can hear from the footage, the bike screams all the time. I struggled to get 2 laps done with the bike, and it almost like stalled on that, or not stalled, but didn't climb the hill.
Yeah, that's clutch slips in this test model.
Even though the clutch was done, I did the 2 laps and the bike felt really lightweight. It's the perfect bike for any beginner and anyone who's just starting the sport and wants to play a little and wants to get the technique first and not just like go full throttle everywhere.
This is best for the playing, not for so much of the
When you're
riding.
starting out, you don't need that much of power. You just need to learn how to control some amount of power. So the 200 is perfect for that. After the slipping 200, I moved to the gentleman section of the bikes, and that's the 4-stroke line. The first bike that was free was the 350 4-stroke, and it was a really good one, as you can hear from the footage.
350.
So the overall feeling was a bit heavier than the 2-stroke, which is obvious. The suspension felt even softer than with the 2-strokes because of the bike's bigger mass in the engine and everywhere. I don't know if the frame is the same, I'm not sure, but on the track the suspension felt softer and it was even more dangerous for me.
This is too soft for me. Oh boy.
I highly recommend everyone to tune their suspension in some way, at least change the spring to match your weight and your riding style, to make it a little bit easier sport to do. From the engine, the bike was super easy to ride, it was super nice. It felt almost like the 250 KTM 4-stroke. It was so easy, the power output was so nice and so linear.
It stumps pretty easily. It stalls. This is a 350 4-stroke. Really nice machine.
The last but not least bike was the 390, the big gentleman's tractor. On paper this is a great bike for fire roads and open ground, let's say. It's not a bike meant for technical enduro riding. The engine is really powerful and there's a lot of grunt to handle. There's a lot of stuff to control with the throttle. Even though all the beta bikes, every single model had a really good set of brakes, the 390 was the only one that I struggled to stop onto the corners. It might be my fault I can't ride this kind of 4-strokes, or it's due to the added mass of the bike that the corners were going like a bit too far. It was a nice 400, 450 kind of bike and good for people that don't care what gear they are on and maybe want to relax a bit and just ride easy. You can ride easily with this one, but you just have to be tiny bit slower. And to wrap this up, this whole review slash showdown slash first test, the 350 or 300 would be my choice for enduro. The 300 two-stroke, definitely for hard enduro, and if you are a beginner, 10k to 200, that's super nice. I'll at least go and try one. It's so nice bike to ride. Anyhow, that's all for now. See you next time. Bye.